Welcome everyone to a little tournament designed to test the driving skill and manoeuvrability of a selection of robots. 10 competitors have been randomly selected to compete in our Pinball challenge, where they will need to use skillful tactics and driving precision to score points by knocking over various obstacles and also avoiding our house robots. The obstacles in question are as follows. There are 2 sets of barrels, each barrel is worth 5 points if knocked over, equaling a total of 60 points. Surrounding the first pit are several bricks worth 10 points each for being pushed into the pit. The big sphere is worth 25 points if pushed into that pocket, but it has to be that pocket. In the centre of the arena is the big swinging hammer. Get through there and you'll score 20 points, and that leads onto the other set of obstacles. A set of cones around the second pit are each worth 5 points if they get pushed into the pit. The multi-ball release is worth 10 points, and a further 5 points can be scored per ball that ends up in the pit. In the other corner is a ramp. Hit that block at the top of it and our machines will score 25 points. And all around the arena are the major targets. 50 points guarded by Karma, another 50 points guarded by Matilda, and the big one, 75 points guarded by Glade. Oh, and beware, Roboteers, look out for Brick because he has freedom of the arena, let me tell you. So that's the arena. Let's see who's up first to try and tackle our test. It's Venom! Veterans of RWA, they've never really been too successful in the past, but they have completely rebuilt it and it's pretty nippy, so who knows. So Venom are starting off our pinball challenge, going straight for the barrels. 5 points per barrel, don't forget now. Knocking several bricks into the pit. Trying to go for the 50, but Matilda guarded it well. They've knocked the sphere, but it hasn't gone towards that pocket. More barrels being knocked over though. Venom is a very quick machine, so we're expecting good things from it here. There's the cones now, 5 points per cone down the pit. Oh, and good driving there to get behind Matilda and get the 50-point target. And Brick putting a stop to it. Don't forget, Brick has freedom of the arena. He can do that. Now where are they going? This big swinging hammer maybe? Oh, looks like they're going for the other 50-point target. Good guarding there though by Karma. Now where are they going? For the 75? Nope, Glade stopping them there. Maybe going to go for the ramp. They're not scoring enough points now. They seem to have stopped scoring points. It was a good start to this run, but it is going wrong. We're into the final 10 seconds. Another cone went into the pit there, so that's at least something. But it has gone all pear-shaped, although they did manage to get the multi-ball release in the final few seconds of this run. Well, it started off well, but it fell apart in the middle there. It did start very well, getting the barrels no problem, and the bricks, knocking several of them into the pit. That's 30 points. More barrels down again. I think they got about 35 points for those at least. Then they managed to get some of the cones into the pit. We used really good driving here to get the 50 target, and then the multi-ball release at the very end. Well, the scores are in and there's 140 points for Venom. Now that's not a bad start. Let's see if our next competitor can do any better. Next up is Thermaphore. Long-time veterans of not just RWA but robot combat in general. Can this lobster get its claws on the Pinball Challenge trophy? Thermaphore, very quick start there, going straight for the barrels. That's a very viable tactic. Matilda though, defending that 50 target very well. Going for the bricks, knocking several of them into the pit now. We'll have to be careful not to go in themselves. Trying to push Matilda out of the way so they can get to that 50 target. Not doing so though. Now going for the sphere, but the sphere is not rolling towards the pocket. Now going for those cones. That's quick, easy points. Going up the ramp here. That's fantastic stuff. The first one to scale the ramp and get the 25-point block at the end. Glade doing good defense on that 75-point target. Brick just sitting there at the moment. More cones going flying. Why are you taking on Brick, Thermaphore? You need to be scoring points here. Going for the multi-ball. Didn't release on that attempt. Did on that one, though. So that's 10 more points. Good stuff. I must admit, I don't think this has been quite as impressive as Venom's run yet. Go for the targets, guys. Why are you attacking Brick? You don't need to be attacking the house robots. You need to be getting points here. I think they've sacrificed their run for an attack on the house robots, to be honest. Oh, what a shame. That was not the best of runs at all by Thermaphore. We were expecting a lot more from them there. It started off so well. The barrels went tumbling very easily. So too did the bricks. Scoring several good points there. But then they sort of seemed to lose a bit of control and veer off course. They missed the sphere there. They got some of the cones down the pit, mind. This was probably their best moment, managing to get that 25-point block. And they got the multi-ball release, but they attacked the house robots too much. Bit of a dismal run that one, only 105 point score. They'll be disappointed with that. Next up though is a legend who needs no introduction. But we're going to give them one anyway. Yes, it's KillerFour, Legends of RWA. They're the most successful team in RWA history. Can they add the Pinball Challenge to their trophy cabinet? We're expecting a lot of good things here by KillerFour, immediately rampaging the barrels and getting that 50-point target behind Karma. This is a really good run so far. Going for the sphere, but it goes all the wrong way again. Into the pit go several of the cones now. Brick trying to put a stop to this. They're trying to get to that 50-point target behind Matilda, not managing to, but now taking on the spiked hammer. That's brilliant. They're the first one to go through the spiked hammer. Now going for the bricks, knocking several of them into the pit. Going for that 50-point target behind Matilda and getting that. This is an excellent run so far. They managed to get three. They managed to get two of the targets. Brick trying to put a stop to this epic run. Now going for the 75-point target, but Glade managing to do a good job in defense there. Going for that ramp. Didn't seem to be able to get up that ramp. They've got a very low ground clearance. Can they get in behind Glade now and get that 75-point target? No! They can't. What can they do instead? They could get the sphere in the pocket. That's brilliant. 25 points. 10 seconds left of this run. Can they get any more points? There's another stack of barrels there, guys. Why aren't you going for them? Going for the multi-ball release, but they failed it. Oh, that's such a shame. Because it started so well. They managed to rampage the barrels, no problem. Then they managed to get to the 50-point target behind Karma. That was great driving. Several of the cones went into the pit as well. Through the spiked hammer. Then they managed to get rid of several of the bricks and all. Brilliant run, this one. Managed to get the other 50-point target behind Matilda. Got 25 points for the sphere. But they let themselves down at the very end. No surprises there, really. KillerFour shooting up to the top of the leaderboard with 215 points. That'll take some beating. Can former RWA champions TopSecret topple KillerFour and top the leaderboard? It's fast, heavy and well driven. This is one to watch out for. Now these guys actually won Best Driver Award in the last series of RWA Rebirth, so good things expected here, and they have started very well, managing to annihilate both sets of barrels and the bricks. Well, there's only two bricks managed to go down the pit there. Speaking of brick, there he is, putting a stop to it, managing to go through the spiked hammer and getting a cone in there. Oh! But in doing so, I think they got a little bit too close to the pit. And they can't get away from there now, and Brick pitting them! Oh, what a shame, and what an end to an otherwise brilliant run. They can't get back from there now, surely not, no. The buzzer sounds. Oh, what an end there for TopSecret. It started off so well. They annihilated the barrels. They took out the bricks, although only two went in the pit, to be fair. Then they annihilated the other set of barrels. I think every single one of those got knocked over. They managed to make it through the spiked hammer, and they managed to get some cones into the pit, but then they got themselves too close, and they couldn't get away, allowing Brick to shove them in. Very disappointing run there, and the score shows it only 105 points for TopSecret, putting them joint last. In the words of the Asgardians, another! Jaws 2 return, hoping to use those jaws to guide a lot of the obstacles around and score highly. So, what will Jaws 2 get their jaws on first? The barrels. That seems to be the most popular tactic to start off this pinball run. Slow and steady. Now trying to use those jaws to get the sphere into the pocket, but it missed twice. How on earth did that miss there? I thought that those jaws were going to benefit them with the sphere. They could guide it a little bit better. No, they're going for the cones now. This is a bit of a slow run here from Jaws 2. A little bit methodical. They really do need to sort of rack up some more points and get a move on, basically. They only got a minute, don't forget to do this. More barrels being taken down. You're not meant to play with the barrels, lads. You're meant to just knock them down and move on to the next obstacle. Brick's having a look now as if to say, what are you doing? Slamming them into the sidewall. That's the quickest they moved all this run. Now returning back to the other end of the arena. Are they going to try and scale the ramp? Are they going for the sphere? I think they're going for the sphere, but they've got to be quick with it. They've only got 8 seconds left. Oh, they missed again! How on earth did they miss that there? Oh, this is an absolutely terrible run, and they couldn't even get the multi-ball at the end. Oh, dear. Far too slow. Yes, they managed to get the barrels down, but what robot hasn't so far? They managed to get a couple of cones as well, I guess, but they were just far too slow for their own good here. Trying to get the bricks. They just managed to get a couple into the pit. They managed to get some more barrels down as well, but then they spent too long faffing around with the sphere here. They couldn't quite get it in, and once again they failed to get the multiple release. That has been a problem so far. Well, Jaws 2 gets the honour, if you can call it that, of being the first robot to fail to break 100 points with a measly 75 total score. Surely our next competitor can do better? Surely! Next we have Olay, built and entered by Ian Watts of Bigger Brother fame. This is a Connects rendition of his Series 8 competitor Olay. Hopefully they'll perform better here. So what can we expect from Olay? Oh, well, good start there, knocking down the barrels. Now going for the 50-point target, getting it behind Karma. That was really well done. There's the sphere, knocking down several of the cones. Can they get more cones into the pit? Now going for the multiple. Oh, gonna have another go. Yes, that time they managed to release the multiple. Oh, for a minute I thought one of those balls was going to go down the pit and get them another 5 points. Oh, they managed to get the 75-point target behind Glade. That makes them the first robot to get the 75-point target. Now going for that 50-point target. Decided against it. Goes back for the barrels. Matilda, great defending there. Managing to hold them away from that 50-point target, but they got it! They managed to get all 3! How on earth did they manage that? More cones into the pit. Brick trying to put a stop to this. The house robots have no answer to this. Oh, they managed to get the 25 points at the top of the ramp as well. This is a fantastic run so far, and Brick now shoving them down the pit. Glade giving a little bit of an assist as well. Oh, and there's the buzzer. They can't get back out of there, but that was one heck of a run. Look at this, barrels absolutely annihilated. Then they got that 50-point target behind Karma, great driving there. Then they managed to knock down several of the cones into that pit. Really good stuff all around. Then the multi-ball release. I don't think any of those balls ended up in the pit, sadly, which is a shame. Then they managed to get the 75-point target. That's the big one. Great driving there. Then they managed to get the bricks. They actually used the sphere to do that. That was good tactics. More barrels just sent scattering and crashing around. And then the 50-point target. This is one heck of a run. They've got to be the leaders now. And even managing to get the 25 points as well. Brilliant stuff. Let's see. Oh my goodness. 300 points. They have slaughtered the rest of the competition so far. That's going to take some beating for sure. Though we still have 5 robots left. So it's not over yet. Introducing Anguish, a deadly looking newcomer armed with that scary looking crusher. Maneuverable, yes, but will the lack of experience show? Only time will tell. Anguish looks scary, but I'm wondering if they're a little bit scared themselves. Well, they managed to get the barrels there. That was a good start. Aiming for that 50-point target behind Karma, but Karma using good defensive tactics there. Now going for the cones, they're easy points, 5 points per cone down the pit, don't forget. Now go for that 50-point target behind Matilda, and they've got it! Good driving there by the new guys. There was a little bit of a worry that their lack of experience might get in their way here, but they are showing themselves to be a good, effective competitor. Now the multi-ball release. That's another 10 points. If any of those balls go into a pit, it's another 5, don't forget. Now the sphere, oh, brilliant stuff! Getting the sphere into that pocket and going through the spiked hammer and getting several bricks into the pit as well. This is a good run by the new boys. More barrels being sent down. This could be a true challenger to Olay's score at this rate. They've got 10 seconds left. So they have to really try and work hard now. But Brick pushing them onto the blocks. Ooh. I don't think they're going to get away from there now. No, the klaxon sounds. But that was a really, really good run for the newcomers. It was a little bit slow, but it was at least methodical. They got the barrels down early. Then they took out the cones, eventually. They got to the cones anyway. They got to Matilda's target. That was a really good bit of driving there. Then they got the multi-ball release. Released all the balls, no problem. Then they got the sphere. This was probably the best part of the whole run, to be honest. Getting the sphere into the pocket. Then they went through the spiked hammer. That was another 20 points. And then, of course, the blocks into the pit. But then they ended up getting themselves stuck on the pit after taking down this other set of barrels. Brick shoved them onto the pit. They got stuck on those blocks there. And they couldn't get away for the remainder of the run. I think that would have hindered them quite a bit. Well, it won't win it for them, but with a solid score of 180, they placed 3rd so far in this competition. That's a pretty good score there by Anguish. Next, we have Ghost, another newcomer armed with a stabbing spike. Will they also score well, or will they put on a grave performance? I will admit, I do like the look of this robot. I've got a weird fascination with spooky things. They managed to take out the barrels there, so that was a good start. Now going for the blocks. Yep, they managed to get a few of them down the pit as well. I think they scored about 20 points there. Now going for the hammer. Oh, and they actually were so low down they could fit through the hammer. That's pretty cool. They managed to fit underneath it. Now they're going for those cones, and they've knocked a few of them in there. Karma using good defense there against them for getting that target. So they're going up the ramp. Can they get the 25 points? Yes, yes, they can. They've managed to get that 25 points. You've hit it, lads. Come on, reverse down. You know what? I think they're stuck. Oh, and Brick! You could argue that might be a little bit unfair, but I think it just rammed them even further underneath that block. And if that's the case, they're not going to get away from there now. And I think they're done for. Yes, there's the klaxon. Oh, they were a little bit unlucky there. They started off with a steady pace, taking down the barrels. It was a bit of a slow run, but it was at least an effective one for the most part. They managed to get those bricks done. That was an impressive defeat of the spiked hammer. Then they managed to get some of the cones into the pit. But they did themselves in here, getting the 25 points, yes, but then they got themselves stuck. And Brick didn't do them any favours, I can tell you that much. Ouch. Well, it wasn't the worst run, but it's still not spectacular. Only 95 points scored. They were unlucky there, but that's the way the game goes. Next up, it's Nebula. The front hinge flipper is a solid weapon, and the robot is quick and agile. Could be a potential winner, this one. Nebula is a very nippy, quick robot. As you can see, they're decimating both sets of barrels straight away and getting several blocks into the pit. Now trying to get past the spiked hammer, and they do. And now getting some more of the cones into the pit as well. This is a good run here by Nebula. Could they worry Olay at this point? Olay, don't forget the leaders with 300 points. They're stuck on that pocket, though. The sphere's meant to go in that pocket, guys, not you. That was a good attack by Brick there. Oh, can they get the 50-point target? No. But they back up and get the 25 points instead, so that was good work there. Oh, what are they doing? Oh, what are they doing? They were having such a great run and they threw themselves into the pit. They're not going to get out of there now. And that is the end of what was a pretty good run. That's shocking. Well, they started off so well. They knocked down not one, but both sets of barrels. I don't even think there was one left standing, to be honest. They did such a good job with that. Then they went for the blocks. Usually that's easy peasy. They managed to get several into the pit there. The barrels actually negated them there. Then they managed to go through the spiked hammer. Managed to get some of the cones into the pit as well. They used their flipper to good effect there, look, sweeping them into the pit. Then they managed to scale the ramp. That was brilliant then, almost effortless. And then they go and throw themselves into the pit just to get another cone in there. What daft driving. And the house robots were more than happy to help them get in there properly. Solid performance, yes, but it wasn't enough. Only 135 points for Nebula. Only one robot left to go. And it's Monty, another newcomer. Armed with that crushing spike, this robot uses a 4-wheel drive skid steer system, making it the fastest competitor today, so keep your eyes peeled for this run. So this is it, our final run of the Pinball Challenge. Can the new boys Monty worry Olay at this moment in time? Yes, they can. They managed to get the barrels and that 50-point target. Now going for the multi-ball release, but they failed. Brick pinning them against the arena sidewall. Go on, go again. Yes, yes, they managed to get it that time. Brilliant work. The multi-ball release has been struck. There's that 75-point target. They've got it. Yes, brilliant driving. They managed to push Glade out of the way, and they've managed to get one of those balls down into the pit, look. That's an extra 5 points. Now the cone is in there as well. They're trying to get past the spiked hammer, but their claw getting caught on it. Okay, so they come back, and now they're going to try and reverse through there. Yes, brilliant work. And now knocking several of the blocks in there. Olay could very well be worried here. There's the sphere, but it's not going towards the pocket. They knocked it into the wrong direction. Now can they get that 50-point marker behind Karma? I'm not too sure. They've got 7 seconds to do something special here, because I don't think they're going to quite have done enough to upset Olay, and they've got stuck on the ramp at the very end of the run. Well, it started off really, really well. It got a little bit problematic towards the end. Great start, though. Took down the barrels with absolute ease. That skid steer system, you know, so quick. Then they were able to get that 50-point target. Then they were able to reverse into the multi-ball release and get a further 10 points, plus another 5 points for one of the balls into the pit. Then they got the 75-point target as well. Brilliant driving throughout, it must be said. Then they got a little bit stuck on the spiked hammer. but they were able to reverse through it instead. Good driving, good tactics. Then they went for more of the blocks. Very, very good run overall, although it did go a little bit pear-shaped at the end when they got stuck on the ramp. Have they done it? No, they haven't! A very respectable 215 points for Monty, tying them with KillerFour in second place, but the winners are Olay with that ridiculous score of 300 points. Congratulations to Olay for winning the Pinball Challenge trophy, and thank you everyone for watching. We will hopefully be back for more RWA in the near future. I've been Answer9132, and we'll see you next time.